Deep diving crankbait, 7 tips to catch giant bass all the time, every session. Let me clarify, when I'm saying deep diving, I'm talking about anywhere from 10 to about 17 feet.
You guys are good luck.
All right. Tip number 1, the deep diving crankbait bite is either on or it's off. That's my experience with it. When it's on, it's spectacular. It's amazing. When it's on, bass will come out of their cover instantly or off their structure and track your lure down 70 feet. I've seen it happen. When it's off, it's difficult to generate strikes. It's not the you can, but it's not the same thing as when it's on. And I think that bite is turned on by stable, warm weather. If you have, and it can happen in the spring, the summer, or the fall. I've done it out until September, in Maine, right? October, actually even October in Maine. But only when that weather is really stable and there's no cold fronts and that water temperature isn't dropping drastically. All right, so the cold fronts, basically cold fronts shut that bite off, that deep diving crankbait bite off. Tip 2, your setup's really important. I would highly recommend using a Spro Little John DD70 to get down to 14 feet, or a DD60 to get down to that 10-12 foot range. I've tried a handful of different deep diving crankbaits and they're all pretty much junk. The Spro is the only one that's consistent. It's just that's really important, right? And then you need to, if you don't have forward-facing sonar, you need to know exactly how deep that crankbait dives on your setup. All right, so you gotta, if it touches 9 feet, you gotta go out to 10 feet, cast again. If it touches 10 feet, go out to 11 feet. You need, because if you can bring that crankbait, and it's a good quality crankbait that it does the same thing every cast, you can bring it right over the grass, so they come up and try to snatch it. I use a 7-11 heavy fast action rod with 12-pound fluorocarbon. Tip 3, you want to target bait. So when you're offshore and you're using the deep diving crankbait, you just target bait. If you have down scan, maybe graph an entire area, mark waypoints when you see big schools of bait, and then when you're done, pick a line and use your trolling motor and go up and down that line and triangulate your cast into your waypoints. When the crankbait bites on, like you don't have to be pinpoint accurate. Like like I said, they come off their structure a long ways to grab that lure. And if you have forward-facing sonar, you can do the same thing, like down scan to find your bait, and then when you're up on your deck using forward-facing sonar, you can just throw into your bait. You don't have to be structure and cover orientated when the deep diving crankbait bites on, because they're just so aggressive. Tip 4, you want to retie every big catch that you get. These bass are really strong, these offshore bass, and if the water's warm and it's consistently warm and it's not dropping, they're probably going to be feeding more and putting on bulk. So these bass are strong, right? So just retie every big catch. Tip 5, you want to change your treble hooks out every 3 catches. I started to notice if I didn't change my treble hooks after catching 3 bass, regardless of their size, I started to get misses where they'd strike the lure, I'd have them on my hook, but they'd get it off. And if that bites on, stock up on treble hooks. Tip number 6, contrary to what the fishing industry tries to tell you, a fast reel works best. At least that's what I had the best experience with. 7.5 to 1 was my gear ratio. With a deep spool, it should have a deep spool because you're retying a lot and you're catching a lot of bass, so you want a deep spool. Because you're going to burn through a lot of fluorocarbon, always retying. And the reason I think the 7.5 works the best is just because these bass are offshore and they're constantly feeding because the water temperature is warm. They're always feeding. They're really strong and they're really fast. If you're on a 5.5 to 1, you're 5.6 to 1. Good luck keeping him buttoned if he starts swimming at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've used 4.5 to 1, 5.6 to 1, 6.5 to 1, 7.5 to 1. 7.5 to 1 always landed me the most amount of bass. Tip number 7, cast into the wind. Keep that low. It's a low cast so it doesn't get gobbled up in the wind. Contrary to what everybody says, you want to cast into the wind.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because when you're casting into the wind and you're cranking, it gets down deeper faster. Right? The idea is to get to that cover, get to that 14-foot mark as soon as possible. Right? And then let them come out of their cover and let them come off their structure to attack that lure. And if you're on a 5.5 to 1 or 4.5 to 1, it's just too time consuming. And it's too slow.
Crankbait.
7.5 to 1. Cast into the wind, keep it low.